Okay, we are playing Meet Your Maker again tonight, and we are going to raid some brutal maps. So I am boosting all of my favorite advisors here. I like to do the guards, the traps, and the suits advisor. Traps for more synthite, the suits for the intel, which I feel like is probably super cheap. The tier 3 is 100 cells. I have plenty of cells, so... But being able to see what traps... like, this is not bad. Like, 58 traps. Like, this is not bad at all for a brutal. But yeah, so being able to see what traps... how many traps and what types they are, and what types of guards and how many guards and stuff like that. Like, that's huge. I feel like people aren't using that enough. To kind of like make things worth it, but yeah. So we'll do some of these maps on brutal, and that was clever. Fell for that one. I deserved that. You know, like people like think these guards like that are just right off the front of the map are like stupid, but like, man, like I do that every once in a while. I'll throw like one guard right in the front and you'll get kills from him. So I don't blame this guy. Good call. And he's got one coming around the back. People also don't do this enough. Grab the bolts from the outside. Once you get that suit leveled up, the ranged suit, that initial one that you start with, you can grab bolts through like a block and a half. So in those situations where people are trying to make you use up your ammo, a lot of times I don't realize you can go on the outside of the map and grab the bolts. See if we can't get this guard. I'm seeing the pistons used a lot more lately too. Pistons with the flame traps behind them. More of the new lasers. I'm still trying to figure out the lasers, but one thing I do like is they destroy anything they touch. So I'm getting tons of like guard kills and trap kills, defense backfires, whatever, with these people using these lasers wrong. And then once it's firing too, the other thing, you can go in and shoot it. Like, that gives you that extra time. Like, while it's firing, you can see where it hurts. So don't go there. But that gives you several seconds of basically free time to try and go in and destroy stuff while it's shooting. Being extra cautious here. This whole area looks sketch to me. Of course, there's a guard here. I like to move through maps quickly, but at the same time I'm also a huge fan of the Sledge Blade, which is the slowest melee weapon ever. So I'm a little, like, my playstyle is a little counterintuitive. These like downward, like, you know, when the guards have the high ground, like, those guys need to be like explosive. They need Deadman switch on them. So I'm a huge fan of... I feel like people don't do this enough because I see so many gen mat rooms, like right where the gen mat's picked up. I see so many of those where there's just tons of traps that spawn, and it is so easy to get away from those if you just run away. You get those like 5-10 seconds or so, like it feels like way more time than you deserve to run away from the gen mat as you pick it up. And you can avoid so many people's, like, so many second wave traps just by grabbing it and running away. So this is a brutal map, made easy here. I had one more drop shield just in case. As these bolt shots went off as I'm running away, of course I'm always nervous. It's somebody's last ditch effort with like 5 bolt shots shooting at you as you walk out. So I saved a bubble shield for that and didn't even need it because I got around a corner. And we will level up the chimichanga for this evening. And try and find a new brutal outpost. Some of these are not bad. Look at this. Use the suits advisor, people. Look at this. Look how many traps there are. 41 and 6 guards. I'm literally picking the easiest one. I mean, if you're particularly wanting to like level up a particular advisor, then, you know, then it's almost like, okay, if that one looks really bad, then you go down to the dangerous level and just pick that one. Like, don't, like, whatever works for you, however you think you can do the most outposts, like raid the most outposts in the shortest amount of time at the highest difficulty you think you can handle, like, that's what you do. So if ludicrous speed looks too dangerous, don't do that. Do the next one down. I got lucky here. I heard the guard and just happened to be coming up to this spot anyway, and I'm assuming there's a sacred tomb over here because I can hear it a little bit. That's the other thing too, so like a lot of times I'll drop a bubble shield down these shafts that people have made. Like, people love to make downward shafts for sacred tombs and have, like, you know, a trap down like 3 different alleyways. Once you get down there, you can drop the bubble shield down there before you're even falling, and then it's deployed by the time you get down there, and then you're invincible until all the traps go off. So there's a way around that, and I feel like people aren't using that technique, and so that's why people are still building maps like that with these giant shafts going down to the sacred tombs. We got another one, probably. I just know he's got traps down there. I know it. But I really want to save one of my shields, so I just trip him and then look up and use the grapple there. And that worked out perfectly. But yeah, that's a good design. That'll get people. That'll get you kills. Always look up and behind you as you're coming up ramps. And always look down when you're going down ramps. It is kind of nice, like this guy painted all the walls yellow, so when you see paint or designs or whatever on walls, you know there is not going to be a trap there, either on the first phase or even after at phase 2, so even after the gen mat's grabbed. Sometimes when I see holes in the ceiling like that, I just shoot, and I didn't even need to. There was nothing there. Easy impaler. That one's a little too easy to spot. See how that ceiling wasn't painted? See how that wall's not painted? There's definitely going to be phase 2 traps there. And then some of these ones that look like bedrock, these are probably going to be some sort of traps. Phase 2, most likely acid cubes or sentinels, plasma sentinels. Here's my strategy. Let's see if it works. Ooh, bunch of brutes coming out through there. So yeah, a few acid cubes and then some hollow blocks with with guards behind them. And you know, I could hear him before too. That's kind of why I was like jumping at that block. So here's where he's got a couple hidden, at least this one. He explodes. I learned my lesson. I knew somebody was coming from behind previously. Definitely a trap there on the way back. Probably a trap there on the way back. Nothing there. That's where the sacred tomb was that I already got. I keep forgetting about these bombs on the ceiling here. The other thing too, like people like kind of get a little bit demotivated as you're going through maps, and you know, like, oh, I spent all this time running through this map, and then I died on the way back out. Well, you know where everything is now. Like, this is like now you have the advantage at this point. You go and start a new map. You don't know what you're expecting at the new map, so now you have the advantage on this one. Finish it off. Alright, that's where all the acid cubes were. Alright, we're gonna be better this time. We can do this. Oh, here's the brutes. Oh shit. Oh no. Ah, that exploding one. Dead Man's Switch, man. They get inside your bubble shield and you're screwed. But at least I know that. At least I know that that one there's at least one with Dead Man's Switch on it. We will be better prepared this time around. I'm still falling for that block there. But yeah, so each time I get through here, like you can see I'm moving through quicker and quicker. I know where there are no traps. And then even then, you know, like those bombs there, I knew it was going to be easy to just run past them this time. Whereas like previously I would have run back if that was my first time through, but I knew what was in front of me, so just sprint past them. If you want to keep people from doing exactly what I'm doing, you need bolt shots down the hallways and pistons around corners. Things like that to keep people from just running past everything. Alright, so Dead Man's Switch ends up in my shield. I'm getting out of it, and I don't even know what happened there. Alright, we're on our way out. Long range bolt shot, that's a good play there. Alright, that's probably where all the brutes were. The warmongers. I like to call them brutes for some reason. Checking the roofs, checking the ceiling as I'm coming down, and then checking behind me as I'm coming up. Shouldn't be any more hollow blocks in here. All these walls are painted yellow, so there's no traps there. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Kinda gotta always suspect there's at least something else on your way out. It's gonna have something at the very end. Ooh, guards. I like it. It's a good play. So we probably did, he's probably got hollow blocks. Yeah, hollow block up in that corner there. That is second phase. And then, so what you do is you program the guards to come and stand out here. Then you make that hollow block second phase, and then they can't actually do that path until second phase. It's a good move. You don't see a lot of like guard activity on phase 2, so that's kind of cool. Good job. Those look fake. Alright, what do we do here? We're gonna grapple. We're gonna rush it. YOLO! Made it out. That was nothing too fancy, so. Give him some accolades. We were able to get sacred tombs from him. Worked out for me. Still leveled up rank-wise. It's always a pleasure. What's next? Again, using the Suits Advisor's boost to be able to see how many guards there are, and what types they are, and how many traps there are. So this has only got 55 traps and 2 guards. like I said, occasionally you can get fooled, and they'll have a nasty killbox room. But most of the time, you know, if there's a particular trap that you really hate, i.e. plasma sentinels, you can avoid maps that have just tons of them by using the Suits Advisor's boost. The only boosts that I really don't use are the ones that cost synthite, because I like to build and buy traps and stuff, and that's what you need synthite for all of that. So that's kind of a little bit predictable. There's, you know, 2 of the same types of trap setups in a row there with the hollow blocks. Yeah, hollow blocks, acid cube, and trap. That's what I feel like. I feel like some people think like once you get, like if you die from something, like some particular trap setup or some particular guard, I feel like I see people then build an outpost with like all of that. Like that's their only move, is this one this one scenario. This guy doesn't really do that. He's just got that, like, you know, one repetition right in the beginning, but yeah. So this is like one thing that I hate is, you know, he's got the Sacred Tomb here with the acid cube. That flame trap there is not a threat. That can't see you through the acid cubes. Sometimes people still think that they can see through that, but that was a bug from quite a while ago now at this point, and it was also only effective for second phase acid cube traps, so that does not work. So you can grapple through one acid cube, and if you're a fan of the shielded weapon, you can actually grapple through 2 if you time that shield right as you go through the acid cube. That's an obvious play there with the guard standing on the impaler. That will still get some people though. That block over there looks kind of fake. Might be a second wave thing. Definitely a trap on the other side. So yeah, I think I avoided several traps several traps right up in the gen mat room, just by running away from it and then dropping a bubble shield. So you don't even need to, like, a lot of people like to drop their bubble shield right on the gen mat. You can do one better by running down the hallway for 3 or 4 seconds and then drop your bubble shield. So then you'll completely avoid any traps in the gen mat room, and then you're using your bubble shield to kind of save your ass from whatever doom was meant for you down the hall. Yep, a lot of obvious plays here. This one not too bad. Even with, like, you know, a lot of people like to throw bolt shots on the outside of the map. Most of the time you can still get away from them by grappling and kind of like jumping and being chaotic with your movements. Occasionally, if they've got enough of them and or they have tracking, they'll get you. But most of the time you're fine. Let's see if we can find one more. One more for this evening. Who's got an easy one? Looks like Glade Spring's gonna be the easiest. 44 traps, 9 guards. This guy's, he's already up at level 10. I didn't even see that he had marked the Sacred Tombs off to the right there when I originally played through this. Yeah, he's got, there's definitely fake blocks here. Definitely hollow blocks there. So we'll expect some guards later. Grapples, this is a good setup here. Already out of bullets. Oh man, these guards over this ridge here with like the downward slope into the acid. No bueno. So when you run into this situation, he's trying to basically get you to shoot your bolt shots, and then your bolt shots stick the guard and slide into the acid. So if he's got extra acid cubes back there, you're definitely not getting those bolts back. So if you can figure out how to melee those guards, that's better. And then you can probably hang on to your bolts. Or if you're using the crossbow, then it doesn't even matter if you lose some, because you probably have plenty of ammo. Nothing back here. Let's keep moving. Super easy bolt shot there. I don't even know why this grapple and impaler's there. Can't imagine too many people falling for that. Bombs on the ceiling, like all these are pretty easy to spot here. Gen mat, probably a fake block on the other side. Yep. All pretty predictable. Pistons, that's good piston placement. That'll get anybody trying to rush through. Although that's close enough that to the gen mat, you might have been able to sprint past that as it was spawning. Laser, that's probably got a good bounce angle, but it's just too easy to spot. What else we got? Bolts. Nothing crazy here. Might make another easy run on this one. Explodey impaler. Not too bad. Bombs. A guard. So the flying guards, a lot of times you can lure them towards you if they see you. Yeah, we're seeing more second wave guards. I'll give people props for that. You know, hiding the guards behind the hollow cubes and stuff like that that are set for second wave. Ooh, impaler there. Might not have seen that if I didn't have to jump up and get my bolts. I thought that other block was going to be a hollow cube too, and so I threw a grenade. It was not, and I almost killed myself. Yep, here's where the guards were. We're about out. That looks fake, but we'll just grapple through. Yep. Bolt shot probably there. Yeah, I wish I would've didn't even notice the blue arrows here. Probably could have had some tombs. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, we'll do some more.
You are the only one I can trust. You